Roboteers, stand by.
Welcome back, ladies and gents, to another episode of Roboteers Stand By, a robot combat podcast with your usual hosts, me, your good self, Rob Taylor Hastings, and as usual, sat not that far away this time, but still on the screen, it's
Richard Perry.
Welcome back, Richard Perry.
Why do you introduce yourself as your good self?
My good self?
Well, no, because you said your good self.
Yeah. I change it up every week. Sometimes I say my good self, sometimes I say your good self. It depends if I feel that the audience own me in this particular week or not. And this week, I think they do.
I think they definitely do. We're sorry in advance.
Yeah, I'd agree. So
first things first, you're clearly in a different room.
That's what I'm talking about. I just decorate. That's all it is. Yeah, I am. I'm very much. I added a door. That's just a painting, mate. I just painted a door on there.
You got rid of the other door.
Got rid of that. I went mad with stripes. That's what I did. I went mad with stripes. Painted a door, and I thought, it's quarantine for you. It's quarantine. That's all it is.
You've been remarkably industrious for a week.
Thank you, mate. I really appreciate it. I do appreciate it. No, we were on doctor's orders. We fled to the countryside after 3 weeks of not leaving the house or even seeing another soul for deliveries or anything. So we've come to the countryside. So now we're here.
Good luck with that. How's it working out?
Fine so far. I'm back. I'm off a furlough at the same time, so I'm working in a garden, which is quite nice. And my dad has got me digging a hole. So. Come on, guys. It's pretty good. Pretty good living. Can't complain. Also, it's quite nice to just have another episode with just you and me now, Perry. We get to just chat, rather than get these guests on, chatting about their robots and stuff.
What, with actual people with actual interesting things to say?
Yeah, I got no time for them, mate. I got zero time for them. It's just clogging up our flow with information and knowledge and interesting tidbits and anecdotes. Oh, it's not for me. You don't like it either, do you?
I find it quite interesting.
Yeah. All right. Fair enough. Maybe we'll do another one then.
Well, I doubt we will now. Who are we going to get to go on it? Smith?
Yeah, the only one that's not listening. Yeah, absolutely. Firstly, I've got some very important things to share with everybody. This is the most important thing, and it's this. That was to myself. It's my birthday. So
it is. Happy birthday.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I haven't got you anything.
That's fair. Why would you? And how would you, Perry? What are you going to do? You know?
Drive past your house and throw toilet rolls at you.
Mate, I'll tell you something. We've been hoarding toilet rolls since before it was fashionable. So I don't need your bog rolls. Thank you very much.
I've been hoarding B-days since day one.
How many B-days do you think you have?
17.
My God, man. That's
all
insane.
Plumbed in.
What, in a row?
Well, no. You've got to split them up in different rooms.
Oh, okay.
Got 4 of them in the lounge.
Yep.
6 in the kitchen.
Good.
I've got 3 going up the stairs.
Very nice.
Makes moving around difficult.
What are the other 4?
Good question.
Yeah.
I'm impressed you kept count.
I deliberately kept count. I really hope I was correct on that.
Not right in anymore.
Yeah, I have always noticed going around your house that a remarkable amount of porcelain and the plumbing bills that you rack up is horrific.
Well, if you feel like you need a clean while you're watching Bargain Hunt.
Need a clean. I know that just the euphemism of that is awful. Just needing cleaning. That
It's grim.
you've conjured a terrifying image there, and I really wish you hadn't. Thanks for that. Thank you so much for that.
I'm not even sorry.
Yeah, I'm fully aware. You're
Got to
terrible.
get my kick somehow.
You do. Oh dearie me. So what we think? So you remember about 5 years ago, Perry, for my birthday, just you and me went to Alton Towers, and
Great day.
great day, and we did a disappointing photo shoot. Yeah, we're thinking of recreating that, doing like, we're out at a theme park, but just in the back garden with the four of us, like on a sun lounger, pretending we're at the log flume. Like, I don't think we're going to do that.
It might be like, it'll be a bit challenging because at Alton Towers, you've got, the hilarity of it being in a wacky, crazy setting and us both looking bored.
Yes.
I fear that it's just going to look like your family sat on a sun lounger looking bored.
And then that was the last family photo we had taken, and it was a disappointment. So maybe we go the other way, and it's just like we reenact the classic theme park photos, but just in the back garden.
That could work. What are the classic theme park photos?
Well, there's the one of the log flume. There's that one, the log flume. There's the
Nemesis.
more of that. It's just that, but in different seats. Different seats.
But you're sat around in a circle.
There you go, sat around in a circle.
Work for the teacups.
Yeah, we could literally have teacups.
You would have to be being sick to make sure that, it was obvious that was the teacups.
Mm-hmm. I bet if you Googled embarrassing theme park photos, there would be a plethora of entertainment in that. People vomiting, tops being ripped off, people just screaming, ugly crying, that kind of thing.
So what, you're giving people ideas for more entertaining things they could be doing right now rather than listening to us?
I think we can absolutely agree that just Googling random words is much more entertaining than listening to this Robot Combat podcast, which has 8 minutes in not mentioned robot combat or even robots. So, yeah.
What can you do?
What can you do? You've told me you've got a little bit of news.
I have.
Go on.
The tiniest, well, it's not already news.
Is it a nugget?
It's more, I finally got around to installing, trying out the Bristol Bot Builders two-way electronic speed controller in my little amp weight.
Okay.
And it's much better than the one I was using, and it's much smaller and lighter. So it's given me much more weight. Well, much more weight limit to play with.
Okay.
And I've also managed to get it going forwards, backwards, and left and right when you tell it to.
That's important.
So I'm going to sheath the outside of it in titanium.
Did you have to use the word sheath?
Yes. Okay. Yes, I did.
Well, that is good news.
Got my titanium. Got to cut it up. But, yeah. So, hopefully that will give me something to do for, like, a week.
Well, that's something. I mean, that is good news. I mean, actually, my news is also Bristol Bot Builders related. So this is yet again, which might as well just be sponsored by the boys. So for my birthday, Rachel has been in contact with Joe from Bristol Bot Builders, and they've put together a secret in inverted commas. I definitely know about it. Birthday present for me. So on my amp weight journey begins, Perry.
Oh, this is good,
isn't it?
What do you mean your amp weight journey begins? I thought you've been working on it for weeks.
Come on, let's just drop that kind of pretense. Stop the act. We all know. Yep, I've not been doing a damn thing. So I've got all the electronics coming my way. I just need to figure out what I'm going to make the shell out of.
This stuff.
Titanium.
High density polyethylene.
High density. Yeah, but I'd rather do it stuff like bodge botty, scrapper botty, do it stuff I've got around the house. And now I'm in this place that has a garden, there's lots of plant pots knocking around, like those plastic ones. So I'm thinking some sort of plant pot robot.
You know, for an amp weight, it's got to fit in 100 by 100 millimeter.
Yeah, obviously not like a big plant pot. Yeah, it's like a small plant pot, maybe. Or we've got a lot of wood. So I was thinking maybe some sort of like highly polished shell, like a turtle. It look very pretty. You know what I do when things look pretty but are useless, Perry? That's what I do all the time.
That is true. That is your MO.
Yeah. So thinking like some sort of highly polished turtle.
Got something you could use for that.
Go on.
Alfie Shine.
Oh, what's that?
It's well, it's kind of polish, sort of wax-based polish, but it's based off an old sort of 17th century recipe. So it's got very few solvents and things in it, and it's mostly actually the waxy, polishy stuff. Layer it on very thin layers.
Yeah.
Takes a few. Takes like a day or so to dry, maybe longer.
Mm.
But it'll give you a really nice, shiny, polished looking surface.
Mate. Now, this feels like we're being sponsored by Alfie Shine.
I wish we were being sponsored by Alfie Shine.
Maybe we should get some money off them.
100% natural, hard wax polish.
Whoa. Wow.
It smells quite nice too.
It really
Have a whiff of that.
Oh, that does smell good, that does. Ooh. All right, so that's a shout out to Bristol Bot Builders and Alfie Shine. So that's that done. That's the news. / sponsorship segment. Sexment? Did I say sexment?
You did say sexment.
I don't know why the word segment's been on the top of my head recently. Every time I keep saying segment for some reason.
You just got it on the brain.
I've got segments on the brain, mate. It's probably because I haven't had a Terry chocolate orange in, I don't know, a year or so.
I haven't had a Terry chocolate orange in much longer than that, and I haven't been saying the word segment constantly.
Really? Maybe that's just me then. What is there? Oh God! What is COVID-19? Does COVID-19 make you say segment a lot? Because that could. I did the test thing. You know that you text in your what you're doing and where you live and if you've got any symptoms. And one of the symptoms was, "Are you feeling confused?" And I was like, "Yeah, I've been feeling confused for about 15 years."
I was going to say I've had COVID-19 for a long time. If one of the symptoms is being confused.
Yeah. So we'll see how that goes. But so you know. We can be confused, but we're locked in, so we've got things to keep us occupied, keep our confused monkey brains occupied. My hair has got so long already, and if the government thing is lockdown or social distancing is going on till the end of the year now, this is going to be insane.
I really look forward to seeing that. I say grow it out, embrace it.
Remember last time I had long hair? It was a mullet.
Be like when we were at school, all over again.
Got proper long, didn't it?
Yeah.
Some of them photos.
The last few Harry Potter movies.
Oh man, it's simpler times, you know. Simpler times. Everyone got long hair for some reason. What's that all about?
Don't know.
Yeah.
No.
But now people are shaving their heads. I'm seeing the Midlands News now, of course, and it was like, thanks for this is the BBC News and off to the Midlands today. And like the head story was a family in Coventry have shaved their heads because they're lazy. I was like, okay, that's good.
Cool.
Good news. Good news.
Because they're lazy. What? They should have spent the time and effort and money to learn how to cut their own hair at home.
Sure. Yes. Let's all become barbers. Can't be that hard.
That would be an actual devastating downside to this if everyone learns to cut their own hair and is actually like pretty good at it.
Mm-hmm.
And then all the hairdressers go out of business.
Your Tony guys are gone, mate. The ones that have got funny names like Curl Up and Die, they're gone immediately.
Cut above the rest.
Yeah, that's gone, mate. That's gone. Close shave.
Ooh.
Yeah, totally gone. Have you ever been shaved with a cutthroat razor by a barber?
I have not.
You're not? I got it. So the day before my wedding, myself, my dad, and Tom, my cousin / best man, shout out, he's not listening. We went to a Turkish barber's. Also, by the way, the Turks, they've nailed food and they've nailed barbering. Don't know why. It's just good stuff. And saunas. Oh my god. What a community, what a culture. Love it. Up the circuit. Big fan. Anyway, yeah, cutthroat razor on the old neck and everything. I recommend it, man. It's terrifying, but it's... Woo. I could see you getting a good shave, you know. Yeah, looking...
Do kind of need a shave. My conversation whenever I go to the barbers consists of, so what are we doing here then? It's like, it's just getting a bit long, just cut it. And he's like, all right.
Yeah. Is that it?
That's it. Yeah.
But surprisingly, you're quite consistent as a hairstyle then, considering... Do you go to the same one every time?
Usually.
Do you want to give him a shout out? Come on.
G Salon, I think they're called.
G Salon?
Yeah.
You go to a place called G Salon?
I think that's what they're called. I just know them as the barbers.
You could have given me 1,000 years worth of guesses and I would never have gone to... Yeah, Perry's going to a place called G Salon.
What would you have guessed?
I don't know, like Big Jim's Trims. Tony's. Just the barbers.
Just Tony's. And then next to it, Guys.
Yeah, it's Tony.
They've had a falling out.
Yeah. They're brothers and they never speak. They share a wall, but they're livid.
They're just constantly like outside shouting at each other.
In heavy Italian.
Yeah, sure, why not?
Yeah, both wielding those cutthroat razors, and yeah, nothing gets done. I want that now. I want that.
We've avoided talking about robots quite impressively.
Yeah, why would we? No, I've got an idea. This episode, I've got a very good idea. You've refused to engage in it repeatedly, but you know what? This is the first time you've done this, and I'm impressed with how much you've dug your heels into. I'm not doing that.
I've never said I'm not doing it.
Right. Well, have you thought about it at all?
A little bit, yeah. Not very much.
Not all right. Fine. Well done. Congratulations. We're 18 minutes in. We might as well jump into the topic. You'll have seen from the title / maybe the thumbnail if you're watching on YouTube. I hope you are, because yeah, videos.
It's a new thing.
New thing. Video's a new thing. Will we keep it going after quarantine when we're together in a room? When we're in a room together, will we keep the video going, Perry? What do you think?
What? Will we just Skype each other from the same room?
Yeah. No, I mean, you know, we'll set
horrible feedback over everything.
Yeah, I don't see the problem. You know, we'll set a camera up and we'll sit on a sofa or something, and then that thing we'll do.
Give it a go.
Okay. We'll try it. Something. Anyway, yeah, so this episode, this is Fantasy Robot Combat League. If we were to create our own Robot Combat League right now with unlimited funds, what would we do? Why would it be different? How would it be good? / why would it be absolute shite? So sorry, I pressed the printer with my foot when I was doing that. It's now come alive. Oh,
awkward. The robots are fighting back.
Yeah, I know. That's what my league's going to be. It's just going to be a printing league. It's going to be 3, 2, 1, print! And as we print those test pages, who can do it the quickest?
That I'd quite like. I imagine something that'd be quite popular is, rather than a gauntlet, have just your average kind of office.
Yes.
And the robots have to destroy as much of it as possible in a time limit.
Yeah, that's a great idea. That reminds me of in Street Fighter 2 when you had to kick the shit out of a car together.
Yeah.
Great. So is this the opening gambit of your league then? And is this like a pre-made office or is it just some random office around the country that they've just gone into?
Yeah, haven't given them any warning. Just carbides taking people's legs off.
Oh, so the office is populated as well. They're not going in after hours.
No, I was imagining sort of, you know, you do a sort of set build type thing of an office with sort of some place in there where the Roboteers can be and control it.
Oh, I see.
Maybe, I don't know, like cameras on the ceiling or remote cameras or something. And then they just destroy it. Kind of like One of those rage room type things.
Oh yeah, I was thinking of what was the kids show where you had like a full house made in the studio and they had to find like things.
Upstairs, downstairs.
Was it called Upstairs Downstairs?
I want to say yes.
I do, but is that not a thing like Downton Abbey, Upstairs Downstairs?
I think it was also that.
Right, but that. So you're imagining that like a pre-made house.
I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be like an office each time. You could could have like Downton Abbey 1 week.
I'm a big fan of this. Make it themed every week. Why not? Maybe it's like the Crystal Maze. You've got different zones.
Shopping centre at Christmas time.
Very nice. I like that one. A queue in a water park.
With a lot of cardboard cutouts.
No. Yeah, I'm
yeeting people into the...
Yeah, absolutely. See, I like the idea of you using a populated office, like just people getting on with their lives, and then the elevator doors open, and then, I don't know, Pussycat just comes in to start taking names. And you film the whole thing. And you score it on damage, death, the price. Like you got like a little price meter in pounds in the corner. Like, oh, that's a Canon laser printer. That's gone. That's 300 quid.
Especially if you do some sort of fancy, swanky office in London where they've all got Macs.
Very good. Yeah, so maybe you get your set on like there's a wheel at the beginning. You spin the wheel. It's like, oh, it's the BT headquarters.
And people could nominate their offices.
Very nice. It's like Get Your Own Back when you're nominating your head teacher or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the my boss should have his office absolutely devastated because he didn't let us have an extra long lunch when the football match was on. All right.
Great. Let's do it.
Yeah. Release the house robots. The house robots could be dressed in themes as well. In the office, to Sir Killalot in like a tie and
I
shirt.
would love to see Sir Killalot in a shirt and tie. I think that would be fantastic.
Isn't it just?
If they want to bring it back, they should just do that one time with no explanation.
Yeah, like dress up Fridays for the robots. Matilda in some glasses, like a sexy secretary Matilda, you know.
I think we could be onto something with this.
I am a bit concerned with this idea of an episode because we are just spilling clearly genius ideas. So, yeah, it's a worry. I mean, I think that could be your entire league, Perry. Just it just goes back to the studio, a wheel of scenarios. You spin it. And how much damage can you create in 3 minutes?
One's like the M25 at 8 o'clock on a Sunday morning.
Very good.
Monday morning.
Well, yeah. Well, maybe you got Monday and Sunday, so it's like, oh, is it gonna? Oh, it's rush hour! Yay! Then Park. Yeah, it's nice. See, while I was, look, I keep turning this to avoid the sun, but it keeps chasing me. So I'm just going to have to this is now what I'm dealing with.
So it looks like you're in prison.
Yeah. If you're not watching, I've just got stripes across my face. I'm just going to keep turning.
You should have done that for the Tiger King episode.
Yeah, it would have been great. Oh well. But currently I'm in Willy Wonka's boudoir. That's what I'm going with. I don't know why the parents decorated the office like this.
Maybe it was so that they could only stand a certain amount of time in the office without going physically insane.
Yeah, that's highly possible.
So it was just to make them leave the room every once in a while, you know.
I see. A new age, healthy mind space in the workspace. Just get up, have a walk.
Kind of like brutalist architecture taken to a bit of an extreme.
I mean, mate, I would prefer this around Coventry than the brutalist architecture. Just stripes. We went with stripes everywhere. It'd be great.
Don't let Smith hear you say that. Be furious. He loves the old brutalism.
What's Smithy's Instagram handle? I want to give him a shout out. People should go and check out his Instagram. Do you know what it is? You find it. He takes nothing but black and white photos of brutalist architecture around the Midlands. Does that sound boring? Yeah, it does. It sounds boring. But what's the result, ladies and gents? Fairly dull. But now and again, it looks quite pretty. takes pictures of nice vintage cars as well, doesn't he? What is it?
It does. Beardy Merlin.
Of course, it's Beardy Merlin. That was his email address from like when he was 15.
He's got some nice stuff on there, man.
Got some good stuff. Beardy Merlin, shout out. Lovely stuff. So, right, I was thinking about this, okay. Now, I initially went down the scrap heap challenge route.
I like the idea of that. That would be an interesting niche to fill.
I agree. So, 2 teams or whatever a week. Robert Llewellyn's still got to be there. And why not bring in Craig Charles to just combine the whole Red Dwarf team? Yeah. And of course, you get given a challenge. Maybe it's combat, or maybe it is I don't know, like with the DJI challenge, a robot that can fire something or something.
So you basically want robot-based scrap heap challenge.
Well, here's my thought, because I was like, well,
I miss scrap heap challenge. What's happened to TV? It used to be so good.
Totally agree. But then I was thinking, well, Scrap Heap Challenges has already been done. But then, Perry, yesterday, I got to watch the first episode of what I think is the most latest series of the Great British Sewing Bee. Now, this is a great show.
Didn't see the Great British Pottery Throwdown.
Right, now I've not seen that, but that sounds exactly like what this is, which is a blatant rip-off of the Great British Bake Off.
But with sewing.
So yeah, like it's not even skirting around it. It's unapologetically, we've stolen the exact format, but instead of cakes, it's sewing. But they have got a thing which I quite like, which is they've got a room which is like a haberdashery. It's full of wonderful bits and bobs, but laid out quite lovely. So it's different to Scrap Heap Challenge where you've got to find the bits. So my idea, right, is you have this like, I don't know, engineer's wonderland. It's a workshop, and everything's laid out like different motors and gearing and wheels and armaments, batteries. So instead of having to like salvage scrap, they could actually use their designing nous and design exactly what they wanted. And there'll be no budgetary worries. You couldn't have, oh, well, hang on, this team's got thousands behind them, they can build an insane machine, whereas we've got piss all. So it's the great leveler.
I quite like that idea.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not sure how good the robots they'd make it be.
Well, how long do you think, right? So let's put it this way, okay? So your Scrap Heap Challenge, they had about 2 days, 3 days.
No, it was 10 hours, wasn't it?
Was it 10 hours? Yeah. They had 10 hours.
Clock.
Oh, yeah, of course. Of course, yeah. And then Robert Llewellyn and the celebrity guest of the week would sit there and discuss. I say celebrity guest. It was always like an RAF engineer, wasn't it? It was never a celebrity.
But they're kind of celebrity. I mean, you might not be too familiar with the field of aeronautic design, but
I'm not.
Might have had a superstar.
I wonder about that.
They had to make a plane. That was brilliant.
Yeah, they did do an episode where they had to make a plane. Did anything work?
Don't think so.
Yeah, because that was my thing with Scrap Heap Challenge. Like, it's just a scrapyard, but funnily enough, there's this perfectly polished prop that you can just pull out of the scrap. Yeah, it was always a bit.
Well, no, I think it was a scrapyard, but they did throw in some like key bits. Like there was one where they had to make a radio-controlled aircraft, and so they just like scattered a load of busted radio-controlled toys around the scrap heap as well.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. This is the pitfalls of recording in my parents' place. I'm hearing everything.
I don't want to know.
Just chit chat, chatting about bollocks. Ridiculous. Of course, we're chatting about important things.
That's what we're doing.
Yeah, this is important stuff. But also with my idea is that you then get teams that have never worked with certain materials, like, I don't know, maybe if they've never worked at a heavyweight class, maybe they've not used Hardox before, or maybe they've only used small bits of titanium like your good self, but they can build a whole machine out of it. And then at the end, maybe they've built a robot for free, in a way, unless it gets destroyed. Maybe this should get destroyed.
I do think you're sort of slightly oversimplifying the process of building a robot. But at the same time, they did make quite complicated, like, hydraulic systems and things on Scrap Heap Challenge. So, I mean, yeah, I'd like to see it.
Maybe you give them a week. Like, you've got all the CAD machines, like everything. Like, because when I went to Alan Young's workshop for Apollo / Robots Live / Orion / Vulcan, he could churn out a heavyweight robot in like 2 days flat because he had the CAD machines and everything, like laser cutters and whatnot. So, you're doing a week. You had everything, maybe.
Still be tricky. Like you'd have to design it, and like how much of it is going to be found material. So you'd have to look at what you've got, see what motors and things you've got available, design around that.
I say no found material. That's what you got. That's what you got. The sewing bee element. It's stocked, mate. It's stocked. Like in Taskmaster, when they're like, "I need this, 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 and this," and then they've got it. That situation.
Okay, so yeah, they CAD up a load of stuff. And then everyone sits around for a week while the CNC machine just churns through all the stuff that they've plugged into it.
Correct, yeah. It's a very boring show. It sounds amazing, but it's just a week of a CAD machine just churning out just templates, just bits of robots. And every team should have a celebrity guest on, like in King of Bots. That's what I'm thinking.
Like part of the team.
Yeah, maybe
they have an expert with them.
yeah, they have an expert. You've got the teams, obviously, but then you've got the driver has to be Joe Lycett or something. Come on. I
am kind of falling out of favour with this idea. That's the proverbial shot of Bailey's.
Perry, that's good. But if you want to get this commissioned, all right, you need to get that celebrity element in, fella. All right? The Robot Wars got cancelled. So
Challenge never bothered with that.
Yeah, it also got cancelled. So, I mean, come on.
How many years?
10? 15?
I don't know. You haven't done your research on this stuff.
Of course I haven't. Also, that reminds me, did you ever watch a TV show on the channel Bravo called Car Sharks?
No.
No, this is my favourite thing. Here's a little insight into my life. When in Bablake, our joint secondary school, when I couldn't be bothered, I would pull a sickie, and my favourite thing to do was to get a pot noodle, king size, obviously, and around 10:30 in the morning, Car Sharks would be on. And this is the premise. It's great. You get given a beat-up old motor. I would distinctly remember there being an episode with a Beetle, right? And they have to do it up and sell it on for profit. But they would never be like, do it up properly. It would be like the extreme version of Pimp My Ride, do it up. This Beetle that I remember, they put like a Stegosaurus fin on the back of it, and it had like neon lights and stuff like that. And it was always be a real pain in the ass to sell because they've basically ruined a car. It was a great show.
Amazing.
So maybe that should be a show. You get old knackered heavyweight robots from the old series that are just in someone's shed, and you got to make them combat ready.
What, like fighting robot restoration?
Yeah, 100%. Like what? What was the first series of Robot Wars? Was what, like 25 years ago? More, maybe?
23.
No.
97.
Yeah, okay, fine. 23 years ago. So there's going to be a couple that are out there that just... I mean, look at Robo Nerd. There's some of the classics that are knocking around. They're just husked shells or rusted boxes. Robo Restoration. That's a great one.
Probably wouldn't be too expensive.
Well, yeah, no. So then you split the show. So the first part is going around the country looking for, I've got a tip. I think Panic Attack is in a hedgerow in Worcester.
Oh, the drive motor on this thing's knackered. Oh, what are we got to replace it with? Well, it appears to just be a windscreen wiper motor out of a Citroen 2 CV.
So, very easy to do then.
Should we upgrade that? No.
Keep it. Yeah, that's the thing. There's the question. Do you keep it, original parts, OE Robot Wars? or do you upgrade it? You know, I put an electric motor in a Mustang.
I mean, that sounds like a terrible idea.
Well, no, this is tapped into another one of my problems. I really love like a 1967 Mustang, I think, that model. But also that was like famously the model. What? Say what?
The fastback or the convertible?
Fastback. But famously the model that I think killed everyone and also would like, you know, do 2 to the miles and 2 to the gallon or whatever. So maybe you get that and you upgrade it, but then it's not really a Mustang, is it? So what do you do with it?
Sell it.
Sell it like on Car Sharks. You put a Stegosaurus fin down the back and then you sell it for like 500 quid profit. Good times.
I'll tell you what I'd like to see.
Please.
In a robot thing. You're familiar with Rally Group B from the 80s?
I could lie. Should I lie?
Yeah.
Rally Group B from the 80s?
Yeah.
Yes, mate. Very familiar.
Oh, sweet. If you could explain it for the audience, please.
Happily. So, you know Rally Group A?
Yes.
Yeah, it's that, but slightly worse.
No. Group B, there were rules, but basically it was kind of just unrestricted.
Oh.
So, like, make a car fast as you want and just go for it. See how fast you can do it. So basically, it'd be sort of Robot Wars, but most of the rules kind of chucked out the window.
Now, was that not Robot Wars Extreme?
Potentially.
Or was Robot Wars Extreme just Robot Wars and they drop a fridge on you now and again?
Basically.
Yeah.
But, I mean, the problem is, like, if you get shut of the weight limit, then someone's just going to put a remote control unit in a tank and just enter that. And what you're going to do?
That's the nature of this insane new thing you come up with. So we're thinking like no rules, as in projectiles are fine, explosives are fine.
I mean, obviously there has to be some rules.
Well, yeah, because if you don't have a weight limit, you can get one of those colossal digging machines that you see in Russia that are like 20,000 feet high.
It's excavator.
Just go. Oh, it's
radio controlled. Look, I can control it with a Wii remote.
Just that versus just
spinning around.
Yeah, in the blue corner, Hypno Disc. In the red corner, this bucket excavator.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I'd like to see it.
I think Hypno Disc could take a chunk out of it.
I don't know. I don't think Hypno Disc would be thicker than like the height of the caterpillar tracks on one of those things.
But maybe one of those kind of David and Goliath things where like it's so small that the bucket excavator just can't get at it. So before you know, Hypno Disc's driven into the cab area and has massacred everyone involved. That
could work. I'm just imagining Jonathan Pierce going, "Oh, and it's dug another pit, deep."
Yeah, what a genius tactic! You can't fall in the pit if you've dug the pit out.
Yeah,
that's a point. What kind of hazards would you have on your? Would you have house robots, or would you have the pit? Do you like the pit, or do you not like the pit?
I don't know. Like the more I think about this, the more it basically would sound like, just really a trial for unmanned combat vehicles, really, more than anything.
Yes.
Probably in Russia, because, you know, they're crazy. They have tank biathlon.
Big God. Have what?
Tank biathlon.
Okay, you just put two words together that don't belong together. What do you mean, a tank biathlon?
Have you never seen a tank biathlon?
Of course, and no one's seen a tank biathlon, Perry.
Right. When this is over, go and Google tank biathlon.
All right, tell us all. What's a tank biathlon? Go on.
You know what biathlon is, right?
Yeah, it's like a triathlon, but slightly easier.
It's like you got to run or ski or something a certain distance, and then you've got a little like target rifle, and you have to shoot a load of targets, and then you got to do more skiing. And you basically ski between these points and shoot a load of targets. Tank Biathlon is that, except no skiing and tanks.
It does sound pretty good.
Yeah, just tanks driving around shooting stuff.
I had really imagined just like tanks, but like little speedos doing lengths. That was really.
There is some footage somewhere of one of these things, a Russian like T-90, I think, just gunning it along, going over a jump, and firing its gun in midair.
Mate, that sounds pretty good. So yeah, this needs to be in Russia or Argentina. You know how they took total wipeout.
That's because they wouldn't be allowed to do it here because of the health and safety.
Yeah, so go to a place where the rules don't apply.
Russia.
It's Russia. It's definitely Russia. Although now I've thought about total wipeout, but for robots, I kind of want to see.
It would make the arena hazards a bit more interesting if, some of the arena hazards are like an anti-tank gun.
Yeah. Yeah, so if you actually do screw up, I'm sorry, but your machine that was made out of an oil can is in 1,000 tiny pieces. You're just eliminated. There's no chance. You can't.
Yeah, but like anyone can enter. So you just panic attack entering next to a radio-controlled tank.
Good stuff, mate. I mean, they'll both excel at different things.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a lovely idea. Would you have house robots?
What, in this sort of Group B scenario?
Yeah. Because
households are moving in.
It's just 4 bucket excavators. Because obviously coming from Robot Wars,
not like that.
Yeah, coming from Robot Wars and then going international, it does surprise me that we're the only. The UK league was the only one that had house robots. It seems like such a staple.
It is. I think in the early days it was definitely necessary. Like going back and watching some of those old, the robots would wobble about and often not do very well. You kind of needed the house robots there to ensure there was a bit of a show.
Or to, just dislodge them from a grate or a bit of rail.
Yeah. Or, hold them over the fire pit for a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Give it a bit of a show. Whereas nowadays, well, especially BattleBots, it is very much about the kind of one-on-one fighting.
Yeah, I mean, look at the last series of Robot Wars. Apollo flipped all of the house robots. So if you're going to make... Well, I mean, they definitely got Sir K, but we know the story behind that. You know the story behind that, right?
Are you allowed to tell the story behind that?
Yeah, I mean, Dave tells the story on stage every Robot's Live, so I definitely can. Okay. They flipped all of the house robots, and they were like 3/4 of the way to flipping Sir Killalot, but the BBC shut down the entire production and said, no, you flip it, you get disqualified. And then Apollo spends the rest of that match just facing the corner like he's a naughty schoolchild. My point being, if you're going to bring in house robots that have real threat, especially like the BattleBots leagues, they need to be like colossal, like 3 times the size, and have ridiculous weapons.
Yeah. It'd be like, and this is our house robot. It's an M1 Abrams.
That's right. You know what they need? They just need to have a useful version of that King of Bots mech that's just at the beginning.
Maybe, because you remember there was that giant robot fight.
Yes, I do.
And the companies that made the robots went bust because
of course they did.
Yeah. They were selling that.
They were selling that.
It's up for grabs.
I think they did sell it. I think not as much they built it for, but they've sold it.
Yeah. Didn't it have like a giant chainsaw and a watermelon cannon?
Yeah, I just remember watching it. There was one of the rounds, I think it was the American one. No, it was the Japanese one, just went for the whole, I'm going to do a running clothesline. And it just, I think it was like a one-punch KO as well. It just hooned it out, fist out, and just knocked it over. Okay, well, that works. So yeah, that could be the house robot. So in your ridiculous, no rules, no holds barred, Russia-based death tournament, the house robots is one of the giant league. The American one or the Japanese one? What are you feeling?
Both.
Oh, so they're the two house robots.
And then, you know, when the bucket excavators inevitably stop working because the link falls out, and they can just go at each other for a bit.
Mate, that sounds pretty good.
Put on a show for the punters, you know?
And so are the Roboteers basically still on the side of a quarry? Just that?
Yeah. Haven't thought this through, really.
I mean, that is evident, but I like it a lot. So what I've done is I've gone quite quaint and British and lovely and considered with my show. And weirdly, you've gone explosive and outrageous and no rules. I would have thought the flip reverse happened. What's gone on?
You said unlimited budget at the beginning.
Oh, I see. Right, I see. I made a mistake. Oh, I forgot to mention, my league is also judged by Paul Hollywood and Prue.
That will be quite interesting.
Yeah, I want judges that know it.
Get a handshake from Paul Hollywood.
Oh, can you imagine for a fight? Goes in for the handshake. Lovely stuff. Yeah, I mean, and also like in Bake Off, in my robot league, you don't want a soggy bottom.
You definitely don't want a soggy bottom.
Definitely don't want a soggy bottom.
Oh.
Yeah. All right then. Well, I mean, I think we can all agree my league's better. So I'm glad we went through that. That was good.
Your league is at least achievable.
Hey, look. Okay, now we're all friends here. Don't.
My one is basically seems to be armored fighting vehicles destroying people's offices.
So yeah, that was round one. So we, like a plague, through the local offices of the Midlands, and then we all go to Russia and we try and avoid bucket excavators and giants manned death.
Because if someone entered a bucket excavator, I think that would definitely win round one.
Yeah, especially if like the people that had entered were like, oh, it's quite fun. One of these little robots is going to come and smash things up a little bit, and then it was like the entire north-facing wall gets just ripped off.
Everyone running, screaming.
Great TV. Great TV. And then as they're legging it out there, Paul Hollywood's just handshaking every one of them. Like, good escape, guys. Good escape.
Saying we should combine our two things.
I mean, you know, there's got to be crossover.
That could work.
Yeah.
I'd quite like to see that. I'd like to see the sort of, you know, the room full of bits for making robots, and then in the corner there's just a tank.
Yeah, don't touch that. Don't do that.
Can we just use that?
It's just like a shelf full of tanks, like they're in IKEA. You're like, we'll take one tank. We'll take the tank, and maybe some wheels. I don't know.
And someone has to like get that really big like set of steps.
This tank? No. Up one. Up. Yeah, that one. I'll have that tank.
It looks a bit scuffed.
Yeah. Can I get a discount if it's scuffed? We have that. When I worked in the Lego store, the amount of people that would come to the counter with a box that had a bit of a mark on it, and they were like, have a discount. I'm like, no, you fool. And then one day, someone stole the Lego Death Star just off the shelf. They just walked off with it. Brutal, man. Because that was like, I think the second generation one, it was like 400 quid or something, 400, 600 quid. Yeah.
I don't think fan of the Lego Death Star. I much prefer like the UCS Star Destroyer.
Totally agree. The Death Star. I don't know who the Death Star's for.
Children.
Ugh. Not for me.
Lego, if you're watching.
Oh yeah.
2 UCS Star Destroyers, please.
Please, and also that new A-wing that got released because that looks tasty.
Well, that does look pretty good,
doesn't it?
You could have like different classes, weight limits in your thing, so you could have a Lego version of this.
That's nice. You see, that's good because that also then challenges the heavyweight builders that aren't used to putting things in something that's maybe 150 grams. So they're like, shit, we've got to scale it all down.
That could work.
That's nice. And then maybe to tie in more of the sewing bee, it's like, and actually, this robot needs to have a lovely hemmed edge and with contrasting paisley patterns.
Paul Hollywood guy. I like what you were doing here, but your lace work just wasn't up to scratch.
Yeah. Well, like in Bake Off, when they just have the mystery like shawl over some ingredients, so it's just over just bits like scrap. It's like, use these to build a robot. Ah, shit, you.
That's just a microwave. What are we supposed to do with that?
I mean, a microwave would win in an ant weight competition if it was still on and running. Just they run in, close the door, set it for like 800 watts for a minute and a half. Could have roast any ant weight, surely.
I'm pretty sure that microwaves aren't allowed.
Mate, Robots Live. The first year I did it, someone entered a microwave.
An actual microwave.
I mean, it wasn't turned on, but yeah, it's a microwave that was on wheels.
Yeah, but like the microwave part of it wasn't microwaving, was it?
Yeah, okay, I see what's happened here. They entered a microwave, but they didn't use microwaves.
Yeah.
Yes. But what I did like is they entered this microwave on wheels and they called it Toaster. Lovely.
Did they win?
No, did they, mate? They hit the arena flipper pretty much immediately and got yeeted into the roof. It's great.
That's fantastic.
Oh, yeah, wonderful. Wonderful stuff.
The roof that's just made of netting.
Yeah, but then, of course, it came down on the floor, which is very much hardwood. So if you are going to mess around with your parents' microwave at home, kids, don't get it flung into the air by a very powerful pneumatic flipper.
Oh, my parents have got their old microwave in the garage. That is massive.
Mate. Wait, the garage is or the microwave is?
The microwave.
Got a big old microwave?
Yeah.
Well?
It's so old, it's from a company called B-Jam.
B-Jam?
Yeah.
B as in honey?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd never heard of them either, but my parents were like, oh, they used to be like really big in the 70s or 80s or wherever. I was like, well, that's not anymore.
Not anymore, fella. Well, that's like, what was the one? Happy Shopper. I remember that the other day. Happy Shopper. Remember Happy Shopper?
Remember Happy Eater?
I do not. When was Happy? What's Happy Eater?
It was kind of like a McDonald's type place. I think it might have only been in the south of England.
Remember Wimpy? What about a bit of Wimpy?
Wimpy was the best. It was like a fast food place, but you could just go in and have a full English breakfast and a milkshake.
Really? I only had a Wimpy when we went to Mega Bowl. Remember that?
Oh, classic.
Big Mega Bowl, have a Wimpy, and then go into Laser Quest afterwards. Good times.
The Wimpy in Wembley Central or Wembley, one of the Wembleys, like nearby the station. There's still a Wimpy there because we tried to film in it when I was at uni.
And they said,
give us money. And we were like, that's not the kind of organisation we are. You clearly misunderstood how the transaction is going to go.
I mean, who pays to film in a Wimpy? Of all places. Ridiculous. Well, Perry, I've enjoyed this episode. I think the middle part was very relevant. The bookends, not so much.
Wimpy.
Talk about Wimpy. Maybe do an episode about Wimpy. Please do the usual bollocks that everyone asks. Like, share, subscribe, share, and comment. And not to forget subscribe.
Hammer the like and subscribe button.
That's it. Hammer those.
About a bell.
Ring a bell. I don't know. Do you. Don't bother.
Yeah.
Who cares? You can find me at Adventure and Robots on Instagram. You can find Perry
in my house because, quarantine.
I'm in his house. Also, Perry.scope on Instagram. And yeah, that's, I think that's
that Beardy Merlin.
Yeah, and Beardy Merlin for rather dull photos of Coventry.
Hey, I think they're pretty good. What do you mean rather dull?
You know what? I'm saying it, all right? They're good. I couldn't do them, but you know what? It's Coventry. Who gives a shit? I'm saying it again. Oh, yeah.
Big words from the man from Nuneaton.
Hey, mate, you know what? I'll take that on the chin. But Coventry's just a big Nuneaton, which means it's worse because there's more of it.
How dare you? We have nowhere near as many charity shops as Nuneaton, and you know it.
Well, I'd say so, but you know what? I'll give you that. Oh, man. It's a good job we're not being sponsored by Nuneaton Borough Council.
Well, We can slag off whoever we want, because what are they going to do?
What are they going to do? Take us off the air? Come on now. We're like pirate radio. Maybe. I don't know. Something like that. Anyway, on that bombshell, Perry's off to Russia to give his league a try. There ain't no rules here. Roboteers stand by. We'll see y'all next week. Wave, Perry. Bye. Bye. Swapping hands so I can press stop recording. Bye. Bye.